We're going to start with a land acknowledgement. We acknowledge Paime Pahite, the West River, also known as the Los Angeles River, as a source of life for all of us residing on the traditional lands of the Gabrielino Tongva and Quiche people, and the headwater of the river as it flows from the traditional lands of the Chumash and Tataviam people. We thank our Indigenous brothers and sisters for their past, present, and future caretaking of the river and the land. May we work in community with each other and nature to heal ourselves in the air, lands, waters, and extended family of beings that sustain us. I'm Jenna Didier. I'm the Executive Director of LA River Arts. I want to share just a brief tidbit about what our organization does and why we are here in Long Beach in a library instead of over on the river. Typically, we do all of our work on the river, activating spaces, following the lead of the river herself. We consider the river to be our lead artist, and we are her grateful collaborators and seek to listen to and respond to what she needs, and ultimately hope through the work we're doing with poets, scholars, artists, performers of all kinds, that we can discover ways through our creative activity to elevate and assist the river to become more river. And so you're part of that now, part of that process, just by being here.
Good afternoon, Long Beach. It's so great to be here. Welcome to Reflections. How does it feel? We're so glad you're here. There's a million things going on just in our city alone today. So thank you for being here and coming out to support our project and what we've done here. Last week we performed up in Studio City on the river, on the LA River. It was incredible. It was also incredibly hot. It was 92 degrees. The shade kind of rolled in and took care of us, but it was beautiful and calming, just being right on the water as we did the performance that you're just about to see. But for all of us, it's so, it's amazing to come back to Long Beach because this is where we began and now we're back and this is home for me and Nancy. So yes, thank you so much for coming out. This performance and the gorgeous zine you all will receive at the end of the show are the collective brainchild of Nancy Lynée Wu, who was the original visionary and whom many of you know, combined with the leadership and creative wherewithal of Jenna Didier and her team at the LA River Arts, and myself representing the Long Beach Community Theater, coming alongside to direct and assist in bringing this baby to life. It was a group effort and has been so much fun. I have met the most amazing people from all over LA County and am grateful to have been invited to participate in this Heart Forward project. So the way this all came together was over the past 6 months, we did 4 incredible exploratory and creative walks along different points of the LA River. We got to know one another as we shared our stories and our connection to nature. We encouraged the participants to share what was seen versus what is unseen, including joys and sorrows. We encouraged them to connect themselves to, through, and with nature by telling us how it feels. This was both abstract and concrete. Either way, it was soul-stirring and moved us into action. From the river walks, we put out the call for the submissions, and holy geez, did we get a lot of submissions. It was unbelievable the amount of submissions we got for this project, but go figure, nature is inspiring. We then met right here at the Billie Jean King Library in Long Beach for a couple of workshops and to continue to explore, get to know one another, and share our stories and talents. And lo and behold, we are ready. So please know that there will be a 10 to 15 minute question and answer right after it's over. We'll have the cast up here. We'll bring Nancy and Jenna from LA River Arts up for any questions or comments you have for those that have been part of this project. I think she already hit to have your phones off, please, and put away. Please don't hold up and videotape if you're sitting in front of folks. We are having it taped and it will be available. So know that. You don't have to worry about that. I'll be back in just a minute to invite our first performer up, but first, please allow me to introduce the original visionary, poet, published author, dream maker, nature lover, and activist herself, my amazing friend, Nancy Lynée Wood.
Hi everyone, I'm so happy to be here, like Anne said, in our home space. I see so many friendly faces that I know, so thank you all for coming out today. Many thanks have been said. Thank you to the library and Angela, Jenna, and the team at LA River Arts, and Wellman and the entire cast. I'm gonna try and keep this brief so we get to the performance, but I did want to just quickly mention that one of the reasons why I had this idea is because I had the privilege of working with Anne a couple years ago in a really wonderful experience called Behind the Mask, where she brought people together and we were able to write performances about our time in the pandemic. And so one of the beautiful things I think about this sort of experience is, artists are able to bring things out that need to be seen or heard or felt or expressed. And I'm really grateful to all the performers today who are going to be sharing with you, because there's a lot going on in this world that's really difficult to deal with, and climate change is one of the biggest ones, I think, that might be the biggest challenge that humanity has faced in the last 10,000 years. And it's easy to get overwhelmed by it, but a lot of things that we do in our daily lives, we can work on becoming more active in our daily lives, and as well as working in advocacy groups to join with other people and work together. I know there's a couple folks in here I see from some of the Long Beach advocacy groups. Sunrise Long Beach, I was working with them for a little bit, and they're wonderful. They're a youth-centered climate action group. It's so easy to feel discouraged by all of the big changes that we need to have happen, but just being able to see so many people here in this room and the people who came out last week, it's inspiring. Art brings us together, and I think art can really help us take those steps towards the changes we need to make in the world. And we do have a climate pledge here in the front, so if you would like to join in solidarity, please sign and share any kind of action tips that you want to share with people. Anything from eating less meat to taking public transportation to composting. Our world is such a huge, complicated, complex place, and we all are part of it. And I truly believe that if we are living and breathing on this planet, then we have a responsibility to take care of our home in all the ways that we can, that are possible. And of course, we're never going to be perfect environmentalist, like plastic exists, and but we can start to think about taking that extra step to mitigate some of those things, like researching ways of replacing plastic at your next party, or composting, or meeting up with other people to work on any of these issues. So arts and activism, I think, are a wonderful pair together. And so that's a big part of what this show is about. We're expressing our feelings about some of the big issues. And I just hope that, we can all walk out of here feeling a little more inspired to take the actions that we can take to contribute to the healing and the protection of our shared environment. So without further ado, please welcome Anne, who's going to introduce the show. Enjoy the show.
Our first performer this afternoon is Elizabeth Estrada, performing a movement piece about the ritual of water immersion and how it transforms the body and mind. It is a mixture of improvised movement and repetitive gestures. Please put your hand together for Elizabeth Estrada.
What's going on, beautiful people? I am Franceli Chapman-Varega. I'm going to be performing 2 pieces, one called Mother Nature and Black Woman. They call you mother. Is it due to how sitting in your presence is nurturing? Or how laying in your meadow feels like peace? Or looking up at your clouds opens up imagination? Yet mother isn't feeling very honored. You can tell by her temperament. Earthquakes and floods in unfamiliar places, scaring her children. Mother just wants our consideration. It seems as she gets older, we're the ones who forget what she needs. RESPECT. I found out what it means. Nurture her nature. Generations later, we'll say thank you. As I fight for my creative freedom, as I write this poem, I think of you, beautiful Black woman, who's told to sit down, shut up, take it, don't complain. You won't be treated the same. Oh, and don't raise your voice, because now you're ghetto. And by the way, don't play tennis, don't play golf, don't play any of their sports. The mere existence of you, they won't support. Where is the outcry and the outrage for you? You beautiful Black woman, you.
Hi everybody, my name is Karo Ska. In both of the pieces that I am going to be reading today, I wrote in response to Nancy's prompts that were given at the LA River Art Walks. This first one is Underneath. Payame Pahet's wisdom beckons, says, I am Mama Earth's circulatory system, meaning she disperses carbon from underneath her pleated mud. Says, I am in despair, means she mourns what we've lost to the violence of European colonization, to ravenous industrialization, to rabid slaughter. Says, I am hopeful, meaning she bubbles in prayer that maybe this trash woven in between leaf debris won't be here forever. Maybe we'll stop mass manufacturing hot Cheeto bags. We pick up Carl Jr.'s wrappers, Starbucks straws, blue bottle caps, mitigating what's at the surface. Payami Pahayat's wisdom beckons. She reminds us, you are warriors. You must fight the source, what's underneath. Meaning there's more healing to be found underneath our hearts. Meaning from underneath the ashes of a smoldering dis-civilization, of a smoking empire, she will rise. Meaning from underneath the wings of a red-tailed hawk, we have the power to change what we feel is lost. Thank you. The second piece is called, Why Have You Come, she asks. Are you here in intention? Are you here in relation? Do you hear the mountains in my voice? Do you know what beats in the brown clay of my heart? Can you smell the river and the snow on my breath? You smell the city, the exhaust of the people. Does your tongue taste the grief the Army Corps of Engineers laid at my feet with their desire to trap me? Do your lips feel the power of my floods? Do you see my multifaceted eyes, the ones that have witnessed geographic histories when once the wetlands prevailed? If not, why have you come? Thank you. Good afternoon.
I'm Audrey Fernández. I'm going to read 4 short poems. The Cactus Vendor. Yesterday, a man sold me 4 pieces of cut-up cactus, called them San Martin, or was it San Pedro? Said it's sacred in Mexico, makes mescaline, to lay a piece of it on its side, that the south side is the sunniest. Perhaps it was the sway long-haired men have always held over me ever since I cried for Jesus. Or perhaps it was his green eyes, green like his Greenpeace t-shirt, peering at me over Chinese bigotes. Today I have 1 green piece of cactus buried on its side and 3 severed stumps in pots. Tell me they will flower into sacred spires. Tell me that magic crosses borders, that plants can cure us, and I'll empty my pockets once more. If humans were cactuses, we could chop ourselves into pieces, stick them in pots, and multiply. Forearm by forearm, shin by shin, we'd inch toward the sun until we grew tall and strong and young and whole, and my pots would be filled with the ones I love. They say in this life we're meant to wander, and I'm glad I wandered past you that day. Tell me, wise man, how you came to sell cactuses on a corner, you who hold the secrets of the universe in your palms. The next 3 poems trace an emotional journey from joy to depression and to healing. And so therefore, anyone struggling to find peace. April morning. Every April comes a morning when I run to the water, dye my hair lavender, name myself purple, plot vegetables in boxes, banana, peach, collards, mint, and some unknown fruit that hasn't yet ripened, dreaming on the vine. Mist over Long Beach. Morning mist steals past my porch, blankets Long Beach in purple sage and salt. There was a heaviness in the air as we walked toward the water. Tell me that this is what death is like, a cool weight, a silvery silence, a sweet forgetfulness sweeping back into the sea. I have one last one, and this is mantra. It's to my teacher, George Haas. He teaches Vipassana meditation. My father taught me to love my worst enemy, and so I decided to love myself, Khalil Gibran. On nights when the birds don't sing, when thunderstorms fill your head and thoughts churn and flail like vipers' nests, remember the teacher's saying, one dark thought leads to another. It's intriguing to turn to the darkness, turn to the light, say, I love you, keep going. I love you, keep going. I love you, keep going. Soon from blackness will emerge light and shadow, beauty and blessings shine like planets in your night sky.
Hi, my name is Donald Hilliard, also known as Acoustic Librarian.
In the library, my man.
So I feel right at home here. I'll be performing an original song called Progress. It was inspired in part by my admiration for those who do whatever they can to fight climate change.
Yes.
We crawled to work in metal shells, fueled by burning dinosaurs, our planet slowly cooking in the smoke. Waves of heat soar higher, the Golden State's on fire, though some say global warming is a hoax. shearing glaciers lead to the rising of the sea. Hurricanes grow stronger, rain and floods last longer, a bad time to live in Miami. Is this progress? Is this progress? Scientists have warned us of rising CO2. Still we keep cutting down the trees. Waves upon our beaches wash up sea creatures poisoned by toxic algae. Farmers lose harvest to harsh changing weather, reaping drought and famine for the poor. They migrate for survival, labeled on arrival, invaders teeming on our shore. Is this progress in making America great again? Is this progress? Is this progress? Smirking politicians mock the Green New Deal, but whose is the costly fantasy? To keep investing nothing will end up costing trillions in plummeting worldwide GDP. Will we work together, fight for the changes needed for our world to survive? Or follow blind guides to the edge of the cliff on a path to collective suicide? Is this progress in making America great again? Will profits and greed be allowed to lead to an uninhabitable land? We need progress in making our planet well again. Let's cause an uproar till we can't be ignored. Don't bury your head in the sand. Is this progress? Is this progress? Is this progress?
Hello, my name is Carlos Ornelas. I'm going to be reading two pieces, Mother Earth and Natural. Earth. You claim me, sell me, and think you own me, yet you hardly even know me. How can you own that which you can never control? I am the one who consumed your ancestors' tombs. I made crops bloom and fed you. I swallowed the corpses of all your forces, filled hooves of the horses. I filled all your orchards upright. I've nurtured the seeds that gave birth to trees. My veins are its roots, connected to me. Rivers and streams, faces, feet, blood, mud, explosions, cries. I've erupted and trembled and dismantled your temples, created tsunamis and rainbows alike. I am giver of life, river of light. maker of death, taker of life. I am Mother Nature's mother. I am Earth. Who are you? You were born taking from me. What have I taken from you? I am Earth, your place of birth. I'll die someday. You will die first. And your works will lose their worth, blanketed beneath my dirt. I am Mother Nature's mother. I am Earth. Who are you? This is natural. Nature breaks through the cracks in the pavement, blooming back on the land as if to claim it. What if Mother Earth got her tubes tied and stopped giving birth? No more seeds in the dirt. A miscarriage where all plant life would perish. Yellow white daisies and red roses become concrete flowers. Gardens harden as the Watts Towers. LA is a woman with tattoos and scars. Her arms are the streets, her legs boulevards. The LA rivers are her veins, aqueduct tear ducts. The sun is the crown as it sets on the west, and Big Bear Mountain are her natural breasts. We pierce her epidermis and extract her black blood as metal mosquitoes stick needles in and out of her soil. The boards are her pores, where she pours onto shores. We are her disobedient children. LA was a hippie, turned beatnik, turned punk, turned goth, turned rocker, turned B-girl, turned emo. She will continue to change back into her nature. We cannot save the planet. The planet will save itself. Nature always finds a way. Mother Earth will get her tubes tied and will stop giving birth. A miscarriage where all plant life will perish. Blooming back on the land, here to claim it. Nature breaks through the cracks in the pavement. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Vicki Juditz, and this story is called Last Humans on Earth, and it is from my collection I call Adventures of the Green Housewife. It's 2007, and I'm trying to keep my balance on a brand new two-wheeler with 21 speeds. I do not need the 21 speeds. I just need the one speed, but the man at the bike store told me that's how they make them now. I have not been on a bike in over 30 years, and I'm riding to the grocery store in Burbank, California, with my kid, who's about 8 at this time, to reduce our carbon footprints. That lonely, empty bike rack beckons. I lock up the bikes. We enter the store. I clutch my cloth shopping bag to my chest like a shield, as a blast of frigid air from the massive air conditioning system assaults us. Muzak players, labels from thousands upon thousands of products trucked in, flown in from around the world seem to scream, buy me, choose me, take me home. A voice over the intercom commands, right now, at the customer service desk, get valuable coupons, 2-for-1 tuna fish. Tuna? My kid says, their eyes wide. See, I told my kid that a can of tuna fish is so contaminated with mercury, one might as well eat a thermometer. And my kid says, Mom, why would anyone eat tuna? And I say, I don't know. Sweetheart, I just don't know. I take a deep breath and I slowly exhale the same invisible CO2 that coal-burning power plants pump out by the ton, the same gas that may alter this planet beyond recognition. Okay, I have to calm down. I have to shop.
Great.
I need apples for my kids' school lunches. Organic apples, the conventional ones are covered with pesticides. One can't wash off. The organic apples must be locally grown, same on jet and truck fuel, and they cannot be packaged in that innocuous-looking transparent plastic film then thrown in a landfill will poison groundwater for all eternity. My kid selects 5 organic apples from the nearby town of Oxnard and puts them in my cloth bag. Not a whole head of what's gonna fit in that bike basket. So I'm just gonna buy those apples and a package of 100% recycled toilet paper with 85% post-consumer content in a recycled paper wrap. And an extra large box of baking soda, which I will use to brush my teeth and clean my bathrooms. Shopping requires optimism. Blind faith, my choices make a difference. Coffee. I desperately crave a cup of coffee from the deli. But I forgot to bring along my metal thermos. And I refuse to use a styrofoam cup that will outlive mankind. If they would let me, I would just put my mouth under the spigot of the coffee urn and drink the stuff straight down. I wouldn't ask if the coffee were organic or fair trade. That is how much I want a cup of coffee. Because coffee soothes me. The muddy liquid allays the panic I feel knowing the glaciers are melting, the Amazon is burning, the Gulf Stream is flowing, oceans are spawning murderous hurricanes, human beings are breeding unchecked, and people, especially people in the United States, people in California, people in Los Angeles, and people in this market, including me, are responsible for having brought every living thing in the face of the planet to the brink of annihilation. I look around me, no one seems concerned. Because they cannot imagine their world being any different from what they've always known. I can. I can imagine a sky so black with soot and ash from forest fires raging out of control the day is night. I can imagine a dreadful silence after all the birds have become extinct. I can imagine my kid lying in a tent in a refugee camp, perched on the remains of the 10 freeway, their body ravaged by some horrific virus carried by swarms of insects, multiplying furiously on an overheated planet. If I allow myself to dwell on these images, I'm not going to be able to shop. I'm buying the apples, and the toilet paper, and the baking soda, and my kid nudges me and points to a woman with a cloth bag in the checkout lane next to ours. Now, this is 2007, this is rare. She's having the same trouble I am trying to convince the checker she does not want a plastic or a paper bag. I approach her. She looks up and smiles. I'm a pleasant surprise. Idle chit-chat is unnecessary because we both have the bags. So we both receive action alerts from the Natural Resources Defense Council. We belong to the Sierra Club. We compost. It goes without saying we have given up meat, milk, fish, lipstick, nail polish. My kid and I follow that woman outside. There are 3 bikes in the rack. We 3 mount our bikes. And we ride away into the beautiful autumn day.
Hi. I'm Nicelle Davis, and I'm a poet. This was my whole world during quarantine, so I brought it with me today. During quarantine, I'm usually a teacher, a middle school, high school teacher, and so I'm used to like fussing over 200 to 300 students, and then all of a sudden there was nothing to fuss over. And so I invested my small child's college fund into exotic houseplants so I could water and name them and talk to them daily. And then I had some poet friends that were concerned about me, so they sent me questions about my plants, which I didn't quite answer directly. Today, a lot of these questions actually come from poet Brian Sonia Wallace, who's in the room with us. So different from quarantine. We're actually in a room. I got a hug today. So I just want to say I'm really grateful to be in a room with people, and that we should try to keep each other safe. So anyways, here are the questions and then the answers. And so these are the questions that were provided.
What do roots do when there isn't enough space?
Let's Google it. 1 billion people worldwide lack access to clean water. There are more mobile phones than toilets. When you have it, it's hard to see, isn't it? Water, clear, boring, tasteless. To exercise my last lover, I joined a hot yoga cult. For 21 days, I drank half my body weight in ounces. Google image of water scarcity. A white sea of cows twitching on their bloated sides, like fish. We're out of water. We're drowning in heat.
What questions do plants wish they could ask about people?
Let's see. We are the question. Everything else is just living, not as answers, but breath. My plants sing to each other, lullabies. Kids have been puking up fentanyl in the school quads. My lover says he loves me, but not as much as swipes right, or left, or whatever equals optimum yeses. My father's lungs are teaching him no. Just when I think nothing matters, I talk to a plant and watch it dance upright.
How do you resuscitate a plant after it freezes?
It's getting increasingly difficult to pretend that we're talking about flora and plants. For plants, it's simple. Bring them inside, leave them alone. If leaves are severely damaged, they die, fall off, new ones take their place. Now people are a little different. Try mouth to mouth with a broken heart. It's difficult, this sort of chill, almost warm, like blood out of the body. The wound from where it came alive, but different. I once fell into the Snake River late November. Invisible pins and paresthesia all over my body, waves of invisible fire. My God, I thought, how alive I am in all this heat.
What happens when a plant breathes smoke?
As napalm was falling from my grandfather's plane, my aunt was lighting my mom on fire in New Mexico. My grandmother's hand-scarred instructions on how to put a baby out. My brother used to burn lighter fluid off his palms to entertain the neighbors. A flame's always seeking attention. My fire makes a wick of everything. When gods gave it to us, they must have known we'd burn the world down. A burn is deceptive if it's a good one, and by good, I mean bad. Funny how candles change a room, how a first kiss is rarely the last, how fire looks like a river when it pours into a house.
Mom, when can I use that blowtorch on your plant collection?
You dream plants will rise up and swallow us. You're not wrong. Something like a year of college tuition in this collection of foliage. Something like crisis in this, I recognize. When parents exit stage, something like inevitability arrives in the mailbox. So many bills I could have paid instead of ordering rare specimens online. Forgive me this year of unboxing, of bringing up bodies easy as Christ's light rising. There's a fire in you. It's called youth. I'm grateful the sun belongs to you. Try not to burn the world down with it.
Hello everyone, my name is Myrna Aguilar, and this is my piece, Wildflowers Along the 710N. A field of yellow, orange, and white blooms live in the mist of stems and leaves of green. Sprouting alongside a concrete artery, congested with vehicles, as I make my way from Long Beach to Southgate, Monday through Friday. Sitting in traffic, I don't mind it. I gaze to my right and the sight of the wildflowers and their majestic hues ignite my thoughts. The San Gabriel snow-capped peaks loom in the not-so-distant distance. I pull over the embankment somewhere along Del Amo and Long Beach Boulevard, park my car, get out, find an entrance through the chain-linked fence, take my shoes and corporate cute blazer off, and lay, surrounded by the wildflowers' majestic canopy, basking in a blanket of the warm spring afternoon sun, watching a bee get very close to me, gazing at the vibrant cerulean California sky, while steel pylons and power lines tower above, and traffic continues to pass me by. But there I am, just me, wondering how many decades or centuries the wildflowers have bloomed along this main vein of Payamip Heights, a laminar flow to the Pacific. Wildflowers leave their seeds, their legacy that maybe, just maybe, my grandchildren might one day see. And when they ask if I ever played amongst them, I'll say yes, the wildflowers and me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Daniel McGinn. This is called River Walk at DeForest Park. Before the walk begins, we are asked to stand in a circle. When the leaders grow quiet, it feels like religion, like prayer is about to happen. This creates a fight or flight response in me. We are asked to introduce ourselves by name and with one word describe our relationship with nature. The word that comes to mind is conflicted. I'm conflicted about almost everything. 2. If we were created in God's image, humans must be creators. That's at the core of our problem. I'm using a pen to write this. My pen was made of a composite material. It contains some sort of gel. How am I supposed to dispose of this pen? There are Chiquita bananas on the welcome table. I know that because there are brand stickers on every one of them. How did they get here? Everything has a history. How much do I want to know? How much information can my heart contain? 3, as we begin the hike, I notice how blue the sky is where the power lines coexist with a green blur of brush growing on an incline below the Los Angeles River. I don't hear any birds. We can't see the freeway from here, but we hear the motors hum in the distance. I don't know the names of things, but Katie, our botanist, has names for all of the plants in these wetlands. She calls them by name and touches them gently. She talks about the bladder pod and shows me the spittle bugs. She invites me to run my fingers across California sagebrush. I'm an ignorant man. I don't know the name of anything, but I have a desire to communicate with the language I have. Katie tells me that indigenous people had better names for flora and fauna, names like blue-eyed grass and the keeper of the sky. 4, I used to pass the Los Angeles River every day on a long commute downtown. I could see it enclosed in concrete from the window of the metro rail. Sometimes it was bone dry. When it rained, it would fill up fast. People and pets drowned in the river in the rainy season. I passed it today. It flashed by in my passenger window during the commute to Long Beach. It appeared and then disappeared through a break in a brick wall. They keep it behind a chain link fence. 5, we walk as a group and I find myself wondering why there isn't any concrete down here. Is this really part of the Los Angeles River? It's been raining. The runoff brought a lot of garbage with it. I was given a bag to pick up trash along the trail. I still don't hear any birds. We arrive at a coastline oak. I know that's what it called because Katie, our botanist, called it by its name. There are beer bottles and condoms under this tree. Billie, Brianna, and Dave have carved their names into its muscular limbs. Others placed random knife slashes all along its body. I've been picking up the trash as we walk, but I draw the line here.
Yes.
I'm not picking up their condoms.
Yes.
6, we go up a flight of stairs and there it is, the Los Angeles River I grew up with. One of the guides from LA River Art stands on a slant of concrete above the river and talks about leading walks beside this water for years. She says that after doing this for so long, she feels like she needs grief counseling. When she walks the wooden path with handrails to lean on, she stops for a moment and says, "It's beautiful here. I like what they've done with this place." 7, Nancy, our poet guide, wants us to write something about what's of value under the surface of this water. I'm trying. I don't want to snorkel here or go fishing. I know there's life in the mud. I see thriving reeds in front of me as I stand on the bridge. The life above assures me there is life below. I don't see insects punctuate the surface, but circular ripples appear on the water. And I notice a single wren land on a bare branch. It sits silently. When I look up, I see the hawk circling the blue sky above the river, methodically looking for food. 2 ducks arrive, floating around the bend. They don't seem worried. They don't even notice us. They don't look at anything but each other. It's obvious. They belong here. I can't look at this place with trash on the banks and plastic bags clinging to the trees without considering the toxins we put on our lawns, the names we've carved in a tree that lives by a concrete river, without thinking about how all of this is a metaphor. The river is a mirror. Look at what we created. Look at how we live.
Hi everybody, my name is Heather Pease, and I have 3 pieces for you today. The first one is called Santa Ana's versus Colossus. The wind. It started softly, skipping fall leaves across yellowing grass, it blew and blew and grew and blew, stronger as shadows consumed the day. Colossal evergreen stood mature, waving off the wind, so warm, so young. It battered at scaly bark with flurries, heavy limbs losing thousands of pine needles, browning haystacks blowing down the sidewalk. Broke barked branches of other trees littered the yard, but it was beneath, where dark water pooled, rippled, babbled, and bubbled, stripping soil from roots rooted for ages, slowly saturating the earth, drowning a splendid soul. The wind pushed and whooshed while water churned, drowning roots no longer cradled within. The tree cracked, splintered, then slowly laid down. Sat sprawling on the street, streetlights spotlighted, golden drops dripped from pined wounds, the whole of her exposed. The wind licked and laughed with no mercy, left the earth a raging, gaping grave. Water gurgled at the extinction as soil mourned this abrupt opening, this torn ending. Those trucks chopped for days and days and days. Tools flipped the earth over, covering up the water flowing below, no longer a tree for cover up. A cover up? We cannot cover it up forever. This next poem is a found poem, which means that I borrowed lyrics from a song called How Far We Come by Matchbox 20. And I am only using certain lyrics for my benefit because I'm an artist. I also changed the title. The world is burning. I believe the world is burning to the ground, but it's feeling like every other morning before. I wonder what my life is going to mean if it's gone. I started crying and I couldn't stop, but it's feeling like every other morning before. I sat down on the street and took a look at myself, started crying, and I couldn't stop. The cars are moving like a half a mile an hour. I sat down on the street and took a look at myself. I said, where are you going? You know the world is headed for hell. The cars are moving like a half a mile an hour. I started running, but there's nowhere to run to. Said, where are you going? You know the world is headed for hell. Oh, well, I guess we're going to pretend. I started running, but there's nowhere to run to. I can't remember caring for an hour or so. Oh, well, I guess we're going to pretend. I wonder what my life is going to mean if it's gone. I can't remember caring for an hour or so. I believe the world is burning to the ground. My last piece is called Mother Earth. The earth is dying, they say, but it rained for days. Surely that will help. Well, here, maybe not where you are. The Amazon truck is late. It's so inconvenient, probably due to flooding. And I picked up a piece of trash once because someone was watching. And I'm not watching the news, all this toxic water again. Just scroll for a cat video. One with no catastrophes, of course. Unless it's funny. What memes did I send you today? Listen. They keep asking, when will someone listen? Are we waiting for someone to grow up? Will we grow up? Grow. They say that the earth is dying, and that I am killing my mother. But we don't talk anymore.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jesse Soriano, and I wrote this song responding to the prompt. I use this piece of work from my songbook, and it's called Love It Heals. Stories of the dead rising from the grave. I have felt the power of your love. I've seen lightning run during the day. But of all your lessons taught me the most. Oh, invisible chains and humanity's ghost. Tell me why they are right, I wanna know. They're making moves like revolving doors, what's it for? We were all kids, so full of life, unconditional. We were awake, we were alive, loving, giving soul. Love it heals the world. Love it heals the world. Truth is found all around, and all that you wanted left you wanting more. The truth is profound, and I know it's long you've been running, but what are you running from? I know what it is to live this life like it won't get better. I know what it is to get back up, we ride together. Love it heals the world. Love it heals the world. Your love, your love it heals the world. Your love it heals the world. Your love it heals the world. Thank you very much.